This is the story of a butcher. Normally, a butcher cuts and sells meat, but in this story, the butcher cuts human bodies. The movie begins with a man sitting on a train. When he wakes up, he realizes he missed his stop, and the train is now going somewhere else. As he stands up to check, he slips and sees blood all over the train floor, which scares him a lot. Then he sees into another cabin, where a man in a suit is killing people with a hammer and cutting up their bodies. The scene changes, and we meet Leon, a photographer who is struggling in life. His girlfriend, Maya, works as a waitress. They love each other, but don't have stable jobs. Maya asks her friend Jargis to help Leon get a meeting at an art gallery, hoping he can earn money by showing his photos. The next day, Leon and Jargis go to the gallery, but the owner doesn't like Leon's pictures. She tells him to take better photos and come back later. That night, Leon dreams about the same train where people are being killed. The next day, he goes to the station to take some special photos. There, he sees some boys teasing a girl. He takes pictures of them and then helps the girl, who thanks him with a kiss. When the train doors are about to close, a man stops them with his hand and invites Leon in. Leon notices the man has a ring with 8 stars and takes a photo of it. Inside the train, the girl listens to music and sings, but soon the train changes direction. Suddenly, a man in a suit appears and kills her. Leon shows all his photos to Maya, and she becomes very happy because the pictures are very unique. Later, Leon goes to a cafe and sees a newspaper with a photo of the girl he saved the night before. The paper says that the girl has been missing since last night. Leon realizes something is wrong. So, he goes to the police and tells the detective that he saw 3 boys bothering the girl, and maybe they are the reason she's missing. But the detective doesn't take him seriously and tells him to leave. Then Leon goes to the owner of the art gallery and shows him the new photos. The gallery owner is very impressed and says if Leon brings more photos like these, he will put them in the gallery and help Leon earn a lot of money. Leon, Maya, and their friend Jargis celebrate happily. The scene then shifts back to the train, where 3 new passengers get on. One of them, a woman, says she is scared because she has heard strange stories about the train. Her husband tries to calm her down, saying there's nothing to fear. But suddenly, the killer appears and hits one of their friends on the head with a hammer, making her eyes pop out. Then he attacks the husband with a sharp hook and injures him badly. The killer then goes after the woman. The husband tries to stop him, but the killer smashes his head with a hammer. Finally, the killer hits the woman so hard that her head gets separated from her body. All 3 passengers die. Meanwhile, Leon is sitting outside the station. That's when Leon sees the killer, a man in a suit, walking away. Leon quietly follows him and starts taking pictures. He notices the same ring on the man's hand, the one he saw before. The killer sees Leon but doesn't say anything and keeps walking. He goes into a hotel, and Leon notes the name of the place. Later, when Leon returns home and checks his photos, he realizes it's the same man who opened the train door for the missing girl. He now suspects that this man might be the killer. Leon stops taking normal photos and starts acting like a detective. He finds out the man works in a meat factory and takes the last train every night. One night, Leon tries to get on the train, but a policeman stops him and says he's not allowed to take photos. Leon misses the train. Meanwhile, another man gets on the train, and the killer attacks him with a hammer. But suddenly, the killer starts feeling sick and vomits blood. The man fights back with a knife and overpowers the killer. But then, the train driver hears the noise, comes back with a gun, and shoots the passenger. Yes, friends, now we learn the driver is helping the killer. In fact, he's his boss. The killer's name is Mahagani, a very strange and unique name. After this, Leon starts having nightmares. Every night, he dreams of that same train, and sometimes he even sees himself killing people. These visions make him very scared and confused. Leon follows Mahagani again to his factory and tries to take more pictures. He even gets close to killing him, but Mahagani escapes. Later, Maya visits Leon's house and finds many disturbing photos related to the murders. Leon tells her the killings have been happening since the 1990s and that a butcher was once arrested for them, but later released. There was no evidence against the butcher, so he was released. Leon tells Maya that for the past 3 years, people who take the night train never return. After hearing this, Maya tells Leon to stop investigating and focus on his work. But Mahagani goes out to hunt again, and Leon secretly follows him. This time, Leon finally gets on the train and hides in another cabin. When Mahagani kills 2 boys with a hammer, Leon takes many photos. Then we see Mahagani remove the boys' clothes, shoes, even their teeth, and cut their hair. He cleans their bodies and hangs them on meat hooks. It's a terrifying scene. Mahagani notices Leon taking pictures and chases him. He catches Leon and kills him. When Leon wakes up, he finds himself hanging on a hook too. Strange creatures arrive and tattoo a strange mark on his back. When Leon wakes up again, he is lying in Mahagani's factory. Somehow, Mahagani let him live. Leon escapes and runs to Maya, telling her everything. He says Mahagani is behind all the murders, and he takes the victims' bodies to a hidden station so no one finds them. But Leon has no proof because Mahagani took his camera. To help, Maya visits Mahagani's place and finds creepy things, cut up body parts and strange tools. Suddenly, Mahagani appears and captures their friend Jargis. While searching, Maya finds an old diary listing murders from 1911 until now. It includes all the times, trains, and names of victims. After reading this, Maya finally believes Leon was right. Mahagani really really is the killer. When Maya tries to find Jargis, she sees Mahagani again, but escapes and runs to the detective. She tells her that Mahagani is murdering people on the train, but just like with Leon, the detective refuses to believe her. The detective tells Maya that Mahagani has filed a complaint against her, saying she stole his diary. But Maya explains she doesn't have it. Jargis does. Now, they must find Jargis to get the diary back. Maya goes home and decides to take a gun to stop Mahagani. Just as she's about to leave, the detective shows up again, demanding the diary. Maya gets angry, points the gun at her, and asks where Jargis is. The detective says he's on the train, which will stop at the last station soon, and Maya must take the first train that leaves. At this point, it's clear the detective knows Mahagani. Maya gets on the train, and when she opens the door of another carriage, she is shocked. There are many dead bodies hanging like meat. Among them, she finds Jargis still alive, hanging on a hook. As she tries to help him down, Jargis turns on her and tries to kill her. Suddenly, Leon sees her from outside and jumps into the moving train to save her. Maya hides while Leon and Mahagani get into a brutal fight. During the fight, Jargis is hurt with a knife. Leon finally defeats Mahagani and throws him off the train. Just when they think it's over, the train stops at an empty station. The driver appears and warns Leon to stay away from the dead bodies. Then the shocking truth is revealed. Many reptile-like creatures are there, eating the bodies. These people were being killed to feed the creatures. The driver explains these creatures have existed before humans and are extremely dangerous. Mahagani's job was to kill people and feed them to keep the creatures calm, so they wouldn't attack during the day. This way, a few people were sacrificed to save the rest. The tattoo on Leon's back was a sign. He had been chosen to continue Mahagani's job. Mahagani suddenly returns for one final attack, but Leon fights him and finally kills him by stabbing a bone into his throat. The driver tells Leon that now it's his responsibility to keep the balance and feed the creatures to protect the world. After hearing everything, Leon gets very angry and attacks the driver. But the driver grabs him by the throat and lifts him high into the air. This is when we realize the driver is not normal. He's extremely strong, maybe even one of those ancient creatures in human form. Then, shockingly, the driver pulls out Leon's tongue, so he can never speak again. After that, he walks over to Maya. She's badly hurt. He cuts her chest with a knife and pulls out her heart, still beating, and shows it to Leon. Then he calmly tells Leon, "Work for us, and ask no questions." Now we see the detective again, watching Maya's missing report on TV. She quietly hands over Mahagani's tools to someone new, a new butcher. This man will now take Mahagani's place. He will keep killing people and feeding the creatures, and the final scene, we see the face of the new killer. It's Leon. Yes, Leon has accepted his fate. He has become the new butcher. And the movie ends here. This film was full of surprises. At first, it looked like just a story about a crazy killer, but in the end, it revealed a dark, ancient secret hidden beneath the city. If you enjoyed this story, tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace out.